All right, I guess I'm next. Good evening. For those of you that don't know, my name is Bethany, and I'm Rachel's sister, and I'm the maid of honor. But before I talk about Rachel, I want to share some things that I've learned about Adam. The first time that I met Adam, I was a junior in high school, and Rachel and some of her friends convinced me to knock on the door of his apartment with a tray of Birtles. Now, most of you don't know what Birtles are because most people do not imagine that you can combine a bunny and a turtle and make it a sugar cookie that looks like a bunny and a turtle. But that's what we did. And Adam knew what Birtles were, so I tried to knock on his door, and I was going to be the random girl that he had never met with a tray of Birtles at his front door. What Rachel and her friends didn't know was that Adam wasn't in his apartment, or the next door that I knocked on, or the next door, or the next door. But eventually, around 11:45 p.m., we found the right door, and I met Adam. So, gosh. To say that I immediately started treating him like my brother would be an understatement. I can't tell you the number of times that my wonderful mother has yelled at him and I for throwing pillows at each other or hitting each other, or yeah, she yells at me. She never yells at Adam. And he treats me like another little sister, and I see him as my big brother. But 2.5 years later, from the day that I met him, well, kind of, I have come to know Adam is the perfect man for my sister. First and foremost, he met her at least 6 feet tall requirement, and he was a fan of the Fresno State Bulldogs. So, more importantly, he is the man that God set out for Rachel to spend the rest of her life with. Adam, you are a strong man of God, and I know without a doubt that you will lead, honor, and love my sister diligently, and there is no one else ever that I would let take her away. Thank you. But now I must talk about the lady that everyone here watched walk down the aisle not too long ago. There is so much to be said about Rachel. When she was born, my parents found they had the perfect child, Tim. I'm just kidding, of course. It's not like Rachel was the fattest baby out of all three of us or screamed the most after she was born, but oh wait, that's true. But in reality, Rachel was a wonderful blessing for my parents. She was their first daughter. She was potty trained the earliest. She was the first girl who Mom got to dress up. She was the first girl Dad raised to bleed bulldog red. Yeah. She was the first of Daddy's daughters to go on a date. And she was the first bride that our dad got to walk down the aisle. But Adam, I have to tell you something. You're not actually married to Rachel Elizabeth Jensen. No, in honor of my cousin Jordan, I'm obliged to tell you that her real name is Rothschild Congressman Jensen. And in order for me to fulfill my duties as Rachel's sister, I need to share with you some other things you may not know about Rachel. First off, when Rachel and Jordan were toddlers, they took Mom's lipstick and lipstick painted, as you would say, our entire bathroom. Not once, but twice. Rachel is also horrible at softball. When she tried to play for our high school summer league, Mom cheered because Rachel she got a foul tip. So Mom cheered for her because she made contact with the ball. But what you probably do know is what is most important to me. That Rachel is my first and greatest older sister, and I am honored to have been able to stand next to her today. Now, if you have known Rachel and I since we were children, that last statement makes not a ton of sense since we didn't really have the best relationship as kids, but we grew out of that. My brother, Timothy, moved out to go to college, and Rachel moved into her dorms, and since then we've been best friends to Tim's room. So, my cousin Jennifer actually told us about a week ago that she remembers coming over and Rachel and I were fighting over something as simple as wanting to use the same bath towel. So, yeah. Anyways, but, Tim moved out, Rachel and I became best friends, and from that day on, Rachel, you are my wise older sister, and you have been there for me through all the good times and all the bad times. You've laughed with me, cried with me, and been the best sister I could ever ask for. I look forward to the day, sometime way in the future, that I will be able to repay the honor you bestowed upon me and have you hold my bouquet as I marry the man God has for me. I love you both, and I wish you and Adam the best years of marriage possible. So, give it up for Rachel and Adam.